Hey gang, I'm Oliver Phelps and welcome to Aiming for Scratch, following my journey of trying to get to that zero handicap. First off, I want to say a huge thank you to those of you who watched the previous episode on this channel, and I have to say another big thanks to those of you who got in touch on the social channels Aiming for Scratch. That's on Instagram and on TikTok, and I'll make sure I get to your messages a little later in the show. And just remember, if you haven't already, please remember to click subscribe so you don't miss any other videos. Now, I'm back here in England right now where the weather is pretty awful. So I wanted to give some warm thoughts, and that explains why my background right now is the stunning 11th hole at Spyglass Hill in California. So what's been happening since the last time we spoke? Well, after I recorded my piece to camera in Abu Dhabi, I was lined up to play the Yas Acres and the Yas Links. Yas Acres is a lovely 9-hole course with some really good holes and floodlights. So the plan was to play 9 holes at dusk, then 9 holes under the lights. Here's how it went. So I started by getting some timer on the range to warm up and get that swing looser, and this is where you'll hear quite a bit of wind up there as well. Then it was a short walk to the first tee. The wind was left to right towards the water, so best aim over towards the left hand side. Full disclosure, I was planning to record a lot more on this round, but the bloody tripod was playing up. The joys of filming. So that is why I've only recorded a few clips on this round. After some not bad scoring, a par, bogey, we got to the par 3, 220 yards straight into the wind. So I went driver, which did feel really odd, but needs must. I told you about that tripod. Up and down for par. Then a birdie, then a par, then the wind really picked up. Okay, so here's me under this arrow, 65 yards out, bunker at the front of the green, so I wanted to make sure I was on the green, which meant going a little long. And I was more looking at this shot than what was coming up. First the hail, then the rain. Read the putt, then more rain, then more rain. Then at this point, this is when I remembered I need to get my camera.
The one problem about playing golf in the desert is this. Oh no! Who'd have come all the way to Abu Dhabi and not brought some waterproof trousers or even an umbrella? Especially when there's lightning as well. Yeah.
Honestly reminded me of the Truman Show when they turned the rain on.
I'm guessing golf's off, we're done playing. Shoes wet. I think my grips are wet as well. Time to get off this course. Time to come off the golf course. There's lightning. Never mind. I think my grips are wet as well, so. Never mind. I think that was it. David, let's go out a bit earlier. Oh, nice golf, Abu Dhabi, you've been brilliant. Tell you what though, with the way I was trying to hit the ball then. Shame this little downforce comes down.
And it's safe to say I have never been so wet in my life. But unfortunately, on the back of this, it meant that the rest of the golfing itinerary was completely called off. But, you know, still, it could have been worse. I could have been struck by lightning. Once I was back home, I was able to play at my home club, which was a little bit drier, to say the least. But like I mentioned in my previous video, I'll show the beginning, the middle, and try to get something at the end instead of trying to record every single shot, because I've realised that trying to record every single shot is hard work.
Oh yes, and he's got it on film. Oh yes.
But anyway, the gallery approved. My game was a little bit hit and miss.
All right, 9 holes gone, 17 points.
It's on the same.
Keep going.
Yeah, shot.
Oh, I made the mistake of chasing the score, which ultimately didn't do any good at all, and it left me finishing on a very, very disappointing 27 points. So I would say back to the drawing board, or actually back to my simulator room. Now I'm trying to make this new swing more and more natural, like I said earlier, so something that just comes with reps, and more reps. And I'll say more on this room in another episode. But you know what? I had one more round left in me, but it wasn't so much about the golf. It was more about the reason why we were there at the Belfry Golf Centre, home of multiple Ryder Cups. And we were there to launch Prostate Cancer UK's big golf race. Also, on a very important side note from the golf, here's some important facts about prostate cancer. So, prostate cancer is the most common cancer in men. On average, 143 men in the UK per day are diagnosed. And as I say, that's just in the UK. Now, here's a shocking fact. 1 in 8 men will get prostate cancer. But if it's caught early, it's very curable. Now, unfortunately, prostate cancer often has no symptoms, so to be test aware is vital. So I've put a link below to an award-winning online checker to check if you're at risk, or if you're a female watching this, please pass this link on to a chap that you know. And the big golf race, what does it mean? Well, it means this. Later in the year, when there's much better light and, let's face it, hopefully much better weather, you can take part in one of 3 challenges. And remember, this is all to be done in one day. So you can do either the half marathon, which is 36 holes, around 13 miles, the marathon, which is 72 holes, around 26 miles, or the absolutely insane ultra marathon, 100 holes, that's around 35 miles. And remember, this is walking and playing golf in a day. So here's an idea for you guys. Let me know which one you would like me to see take on. So after some photos and some interviews for the national news media, we were able to play the course. The Brabazon course, like I said, home of many Ryder Cups. And here's how it went. Now, it was a shotgun start, which meant that we started on the 7th hole, a par 3. And as you'll tell, the weather was a bit blowy and a bit wet. I swear that this cloud is following me around everywhere. So the first shot was into a bunker, plugged. Yeah, I need to work on those. But I was able to chip close and make it in for a bogey, which I was quite happy with actually. But it was followed by a nice par before we made it round to the famous 10th hole on the Brabazon course, a drivable par 4 made famous by Seve Ballesteros. But then today the wind was right into my face and I thought, you know what, I'll play safe. Which normally means you end up hitting into the water anyway. Ah! So I had to drop and then punch the shot from 100 yards in or so. I chipped it close. Only to miss the 4-footer down there. Now I could blame that construction noise bang which went on while I was in my backswing, but being honest with you, I only heard that when I was watching this video back. Then, after a couple of really good holes and a few bad holes, it was over to the 16th hole. Now this is a lovely slight dog leg left with a 2-tier green. A decent tee shot, slightly right hand side, but you know what, I'm really happy that I haven't seen that hooked which I was struggling with a couple of weeks ago. So definitely the new swing is starting to work, but I had 150 yards into a slightly elevated green, wind slightly into my face off the right. You know what, 4 degrees centigrade, it's an 8-iron all day long today. So being winter, obviously, on the last hole I lost a ball in the middle of the fairway. It went up, around the tree, and honestly I've no idea where it went. I know it ended up somewhere below ground, but other than that I've no idea where it is. So I went from looking at potentially making a par to no points at all. So again, another hole, try and play catch up, but it's okay. But what I feel like I didn't do right at the beginning of the round was not getting time to practice, not getting time to warm up. That's when you really need to get the work in. Anyway, here we go. Now we'll see another drawback to when you're filming on your own whilst you're trying to make sure that you don't impact anybody in your playing group. They don't know where the camera is. So my ball is under this arrow, or behind the bag, and the flag is on the right hand side, behind my brother. Still, I was quite happy with this. A 2-putter from 34 feet gave me an easy par. Next was a par 5, which was a par for me. Then onto the iconic 18th hole, followed by a shocking drive. Update. Last hole, the par 5, was a scrambled, but a par for 5, and a 4 before that for par. So it's going okay. Very wet underfoot. It's a totally different game in the winter. But look at that view, look at this. Absolutely lovely. In fact, let me show you something. Then I punched it up the fairway for 2, which left me this 3rd shot into the green. Now, although my score wasn't looking too good, it was made so much better with my short game around the green. Scrambling is the official term for it, I believe. But I thought, you know, okay, maybe I could regain some pride. And then this happened. On reflection, I'm just trying to hit the ball so much harder, which means that my tempo is all out. I'm overswinging, which means when I come through the ball, the club face is left open and it's going to be pushing it right over to that side. Ugh. Anyway, let's cut to the final hole, the 6th hole, and as you can tell, the weather hasn't improved. Boom. Final hole. I've just found out where I am in the standings, and I think it's safe to say I won't be bringing home any prizes today, but everything in relative. If you think while we're here for the day, it's all for a good cause, and what is left is this shot. Going in pretty much all over water on the left hand side. After talking with the wildlife, I was able to chip it a bit close. Then to top off my round, I missed this par putt. So after all that, finished on a 5 for 4 for 2 points. Which I suppose is something, but yeah, it is definitely something that I need to address. Which definitely means sorting a lesson out with John, trying to sort this game out. Now we're all finished, and hopefully get back to where it needs to be. Anyway, this was very much about launching the prostate cancer big golf race. So if you're interested about participating, please sign up. And like with the handicap achievements or with any upcoming competitions or anything like that, please let me know via our social media channels on Instagram and on TikTok, Aiming for Scratch, and I will do my absolute best to make everyone know about you signing up and where they can sponsor you. And also, like I said earlier, please feel free to let me know which challenge I should do, the 36, the 72, or the 100 holes in a day. And with that being said, it is time to get onto the messages that I have received on social media. And I got this message from Kayla, who said, as somebody thinking about taking up golf, what advice would you give? And on a side note, Erin also asked a very similar question to you. Mates, I just want to say the best thing I would suggest to do is to look online for a professional near you. Now they're normally going to be in a golf club. Give them a call. Explain to them that you're thinking about taking up golf and you want to learn. Can I get an introduction lesson and get working on that swing? That is probably the best thing I would suggest to do. But good luck on your journey. And a big shout out as well to Anya from Poland. And thank you so much for your really, really encouraging words. And a final message from John, who sent this really cool message. It read, "Hey all, so after watching your video and showing zero interest in the game, my wife actually asked to come and watch me next week when I'm playing some holes after work. Who knows, maybe this is the start of me talking golf with my wife. All the best with going to Scratch, John." Well, John, mate, I love hearing that, and it actually sounds like you're definitely somewhere a bit warmer than where I am right now, but I hope your wife really enjoys it and gets into it. But once again, guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this, and always remember to please, if you haven't already, click subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. On a side note, I did actually receive a call while I was on my way home from the Belfry to do something golf related next week, and I don't want to give anything away, but I will just say it is going to be amazing. So please remember to click subscribe so you don't miss that. But until then, please keep playing your best, keep doing well, and keep aiming for Scratch.